Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is TamezTech and welcome to a brand new video. Today we are checking out PANGORO in the Jungle Cup. Good riddance to the Jungle Cup. We are good. We've had enough. I would like to see something else. I'm excited for the Great League remix, so hopefully it's a decent enough, fun enough meta that we can all enjoy ourselves, at least for a little while. But regardless, we are checking out PANGORO in the Jungle Cup today once again. I feel like it's a really fun Pokemon. It is the fastest pacing Pokemon in the entire game. Anything with Karate Chop, with a move that you can get to in 4 Karate Chops, is going to be one of the fastest pacing in the game. So Primate, PANGORO, Kanto Ninetales, Shadow Charizard, those are all some of the fastest Pokemon in the entire game. So PANGORO, we're going to be running it with Rock Slide instead of Close Combat. Rock Slide, especially in the lead, I feel like it's pretty decent if you see like Altarias or Charizards or maybe even some Gyarados like down shields. Unfortunately for me, I didn't really see a lot of use on Rock Slide. I feel like maybe I would have had a little bit of a better chance winning more games if I had Close Combat instead. But that is kind of just down to, the algorithm, quote unquote, like what Pokemon I saw and which ones I didn't see. So yeah, regardless though, I do really like the PANGORO pick. I feel like it's really versatile, it's really quick, and you can kind of dance around with it. We paired it with Gastrodon as a safe swap with Water Pulse. A little bit scary, but we're kind of baiting out that Altaria so we can make it a little bit useless if we can, since we have PANGORO and Cradily. We have Cradily in the very back with Rock Tomb and Grass Knot, of course. This is going to be a little bit of a shorter video, so bear with me. But yeah, let's check out these battles and see how we did. Wouldn't really recommend this team for climbing or anything, although thank God the Jungle Cup is practically dead at this point. But we get a pretty good lead. We see Fur in the lead. Our opponent swaps into Altaria, and we bring in our Cradily. So pretty decent looking already. I wish I would have shielded the Sky Attack, because now my opponent can force a shield if they want to, or they can force swap, and I really don't want my Gastrodon on that Ferret if I can help it. So I think I will be shielding this move here. It should just be another Sky Attack, so my opponent can pace pretty well, but they actually full send a Moonblast. So this does let me overfarm quite a bit here. I can farm up to almost the back-to-back moves and just knock out this Altaria. This Altaria actually is going to shield here, which is a little bit scary because maybe I could survive this move, but I don't want to risk it. Again, now down shields, I really don't want to. My opponent pivots into Ferret, and I'm trying to pivot into my PANGORO, but the game's not really letting me, so Ferret does get quite a few Sucker Punches in, which is kind of tragic. I will just farm up to the back-to-back Night Slashes here and just throw them back-to-back. We don't have Close Combat once again, but thankfully it's not really going to matter here. I'm going to full send this Night Slash right away because I know this Ferret doesn't want me to get a Close Combat if I do have it. So they actually cap tie us on the second Swift, which is pretty decent for us, considering that we don't have Close Combat once again. Now this is a little bit scary because I need to farm this down in 4 Mud Slaps or I just completely lose the game. So very lucky there. I mean, a 0 attack Gastrodon. Those Mud Slaps were doing as little as they possibly could have been doing. My opponent brings in a Spark Lantern. Trainers, if you are running Nineturn in this cup, first of all, I hate you, but second of all, please do not use Spark. I combo with my Cradily here, and I make a massive mistake. I forgot where the Grass Knot was on my screen. But thankfully my opponent stays in. They make kind of a weird play here, so I'm able to just fully take them out here with a second Rock Tomb since we have so much energy. And Altaria is not going to be able to knock us out with any one move they have, so we can just take the knockout with Gastrodon regardless. A little bit of a scary end game there, but we are able to take it once again. I always forget which side my moves are on, so when I combo play, sometimes it goes pretty wrong. All right, we got a Shadow Charizard lead in the next match, and honestly, this is pretty decent. We outpace here since they are on Dragon Breath and not on Ember, so we can fully send this Night Slash here and just see what they want to do. Looks like my opponent is a little bit scared of PANGORO, so I'm going to throw a few Karate Chops here and then swap into my Gastrodon. They bank so much energy though, which is actually super terrifying here. And I don't really want to go down shields with that Charizard having as much energy as they have. So I'm just going to bring in my Gastrodon I'm able to get a water pulse through, and I'm not going to really shield this. They can knock me out with grass now. That's totally fine. I'm going to farm up with Pangoro, hopefully get a full farm down here. And believe it or not, if you can look at my IVs on the top left, my Pangoro is an egg IV Pangoro. We actually win charge attack priority against Charizard very, very comfortably here, which is something I didn't know. So Charizard comes in, they instantly throw the air cutter, and my chat and I were all freaking out. We're realizing, oh my god, we actually win this like very, very comfortably. My opponent makes a really decent catch on their Gustlord. But I am able to farm up to the Night Slash here and just bring in my Cradily. And at this point, this game is over. I can just instantly throw the Rock Tomb with Cradily. I don't really want to like farm up to 2 moves because that would really desync the switch clocks. And I don't want to get sniped down with all this Cradily energy by that Charizard. So I'm going to throw this Rock Tomb instantly. I don't even care about the sneak or anything. This Charizard is going to farm up to back-to-back moves, but the fact that they're taking all of these acids in fast move pressure, it's just going to guarantee us the win here. So yeah, the Charizard has the air cutter. They knock us out with the blast burn, but once again, Pangoro taking that charge attack priority, baby. And we're able to take that game. Very, very fun detail there to know. On to the next battle here. We got Mightyena in the lead. Once again, people are not being very creative. This team is very, very RPS. So thankfully, our team severely RPSs their team. Our team is more of a balanced, kind of fun team. I mean, Pangoro is really not a super threatening Pokemon, but their team is designed particularly to just beat anything through alignment, right? But thankfully, they bring in Steelix. We're able to fully farm them down with Gastrodon. It really doesn't even matter that they got 2 Psychic Fangs off. Now I have double Water Pulse ready for this Mightyena. And they're just going to get knocked out by it. So they take the first Water Pulse. Do they want to shield this one? I don't know. There's a Pangoro waiting for them, so they might not want to. And they don't. And what do you know? It's Wigglytuff in the back. So we're able to bring in Cradily. And no matter what this Wigglytuff does, they are going to have to double shield. And our Pangoro could get to a Rock Slide if it needs to. So yeah, it's going to be a GG. All right, onto the trickiest Pokemon for this entire team. Gyarados, man. If you just saw the video I uploaded a Dedenne lead video. We did not see a single Gyarados lead with that Dedenne video. And after those 3 sets we did with Dedenne, we started playing these Pangoro sets. And what do you know? I swear to God, out of the 15 games we played with this team, we saw 10 Gyarados leads. 10! That is absolutely ridiculous. We catch a move on Gastrodon. I know that I don't really outpace that Gyarados to a threatening move. So I'm just going to bring in Gastrodon. My opponent, for some reason, throws a Rock Tomb there. I'm never going to shield my Gastro there. So, okay, thanks for giving me a little bit more play. I'm able to get to this Rock Tomb and force even more energy out of them. They're actually going to let me get to this Water Pulse, which is really, really smart from them because now they get a Gyarados farm down. So I'm just going to bring in my Pangoro right away, full send this Night Slash, and just try to give it some use. Now I should get to this other Night Slash, so my opponent is going to throw the Aqua Tail right before, and I feel like I can't really shield this. I have to put it all in my Cradily. So we're going to bring in Cradily here, farm this Gyarados, and they're being a little bit tricky here, right? They're not swapping out or anything, so I'm just going to full send the Grass Knot in case they catch. I know Grass Knot's going to KO, and what do you know? They catch on a Quagsire, and look at this Quagsire. Bonk, absolutely deleted. Gone off my screen. I don't want to see you ever again. Very smart attempt by my opponent, but yeah, get wrecked. On to the next game here. We got Pangoro into Steelix. This is an amazing lead. Honestly, Steelix is a really non-threatening Pokemon for our team. We can kind of handle it very well. My opponent brings in Gyarados though, so that's a very scary Pokemon, but we get the boost, and this just guarantees that we are able to Karate Chop this Pokemon all the way down in the 2-shield scenario. I will still throw this Night Slash here because I want to either get a shield or just keep some HP if I can. My opponent will shield this move though, which is amazing for me because now, yeah, they are going to get my second shield, but I am a double boosted Pangoro, so really anything that comes in is going to want to shield this Rock Slide, right? So Wigglytuff comes in, we are able to throw 2 karate chops, not take that second charm damage just yet, throw this rock slide, force the shield, and we have a Cradily ready for this Wiggly. So it really doesn't matter here. My opponent is going to throw the Icy Wind before we can get to the Rock Tomb, so that's pretty good pacing for them. I am going to pay attention here. If you see, my opponent actually waits a turn there to try and bait me into Rock Tombing their Steelix, which we aren't going to do. So yeah, GG's to my opponent. I guess if they want to play this out, we can play this out, but to be honest, I really do not feel sorry for this trainer one bit. This is a very, very RPS kind of low effort team that people are just running around with in this meta. So I really do like praising creativity and, you know, good place and whatnot. But when people are just using the same crap over and over to just get cheap elo, I'm a little bit stubborn about that one. On to the next battle here. Let's see what we got in the lead. Hopefully another Steelix, but no, we actually see a Lantern in the lead. And my backline really, really loves this. So I'm just going to bank some energy on Pangoro and bring in Gastro here. And if Ferrothorn comes in, I mean Fortress, sorry. Fortress is a very, very scary Pokemon for this team, honestly. I don't really have a lot of answers to it. They correctly shield the Water Pulse here, so this is just going from bad to worse. The Rock Tomb here actually makes it so that Mud Slap does a lot less damage, and of course Water Pulse is going to do a lot less damage too. So this is just getting really, really rough. I'm going to bring in my Pangoro here and just fully farm down. I changed my mind and I try to go for the Night Slash, but of course they can get to a move here. So I'm just going to let this go. It is just a Sand Tomb, so that's fine. But this is looking very, very dire for us, honestly. I was trying to get this Lantern into a point where I can deal with it a lot better. But unfortunately for me, I'm not finding ways to do that. That Fortress was really, really tricky for us. But once again, I'm going to farm up to the back-to-back, throw a Night Slash, and then bring in my Cradily. Hopefully I can farm this down, put in some work into the back line. But that Fortress, God, I keep forgetting the name. That Fortress is still alive back there. And what do you know? It is a ABB to Fire line. So Lantern as the very, very hard answer to the Flyers and the Fires. And then you got double Bug Steel in the back. So this is looking a little bit tricky. My Pangoro is a little too low here. I'm going to instantly throw this Night Slash, hoping that I can get a boost, because that would aid my chances at this game. I don't get the boost. I catch a move on Gastro, which we did need to do, but I really wish I could have landed that Mud Slap. The fact that we don't land that Mud Slap means that we're going to take way too much fast move pressure here. And my opponent is going to go for a really, I would say, goofy play here. They try to make a peekaboo play, but a trainer, I need like a whole more 8 turns to win this game. So you are fine. You do not have to worry. All right, we see Magnezone in the lead in the next match, and honestly, that's a pretty good lead for us. But unfortunately, we see a massive core breaker on the save swap. Togekiss is so bad for this team. I mean, Cradily is exactly where I want to see it, but R-Sphere does so much damage that it's not even a decent matchup, to be honest. We actually do one-shot with Rock Tomb where they don't one-shot with R-Sphere, but this is still a very tricky endgame. I do have to double shield here, because if I don't, I can't really farm this down with Gastrodon or with Pangoro. You could have made the argument that I should have no-shielded here, though. That way I can have still a shield for my Pangoro. But let's see how this game ends up. We are able to force alignment here, and I do come out with a Rock Tomb. I wait a turn just so I can land 2 Mud Slaps into that Magnezone. We do so much damage there. But unfortunately, once again, if we had a shield for our Pangoro, we might have been in a good spot here. But unfortunately, there's an Altaria in the back, which is a massive wall to all of Gastrodon's energy. I can't really, you know, stall the timer at all to really get something done here. I should survive this move and be able to bank a move here, which might give me a win con. But as you can see, I'm tapping on my Cradily. The game isn't letting me swap out. My opponent catches on Magnezone. And yeah, I mean, this game is just completely over. If I was able to get that catch, we would have been good, but unfortunately we can't. My opponent actually very, very erroneously instantly sends the Moonblast, which if we took that move on our Cradily, we won that game, but whatever. I guess we can blame the game all we want, but we do still lose it. So GG's to my opponent there. All right, once again, another Gyarados lead, and I really don't know what the best way to play this lead is. I'm just going to start full sending Night Slashes. I don't really care anymore if they shield or not shield. I'm just going to play the 2-shield scenario every single time. My opponent, they do shield the first Night Slash, which honestly I feel like it's a misplay because the best scenarios for Gyarados is the 1 and the 2 shields. So shielding the first Night Slash basically just guarantees that you are going to play out the 2-shield scenario, which is again not really a good scenario for Gyarados in this matchup. My opponent does catch on Clodsire here, which is a really good play, but I have a very hard answer to this Pokemon, so I can just farm up to my Night Slash once again here, bring in my Gastrodon, and yeah, we can just go crazy against this Clodsire. I don't really want to take 2 Earthquakes though. This Clodsire did have quite a bit of an energy lead, so I will just throw 4 and the move here, make sure I knock out with this Water Pulse before they get another move, and force that Gyarados to throw energy into my Gastrodon here. We should be 2 Mudslaps away. My opponent thought we were 1, so I guess I can't blame him if I thought we were 1 away too. But they try a Peekaboo play with their Cradily, which works out very miserably here. I'm going to throw the Rock Slide here. This might have been a misplay to actually bring in Pangoro here. I should have just brought in my Cradily. And you can see me not tapping here. Now, I don't want to do more damage to this Cradily. I feel like my win con at this point is to farm this Cradily down with my own. So we get a 2 Acid head start. We should be able to outpace that Gyarados to the final move. And we're able to take that final game. So yeah, very close battles with this team. Once again, I really enjoy the limited metas on their very first few days, since it's still when people are kind of figuring out what to run and what's meta and what isn't. So there's a lot more versatility and fun in people's teams. Once the meta starts developing quite a bit, especially after, you know, the 4th day or so, people start realizing what is the most absolute cringe RPS team we can run to win. And that's when the meta starts getting a little bit stale and a little bit boring. Yeah, I guess once again, good riddance to the Jungle Cup. Didn't really enjoy it very much, but it did have its moments, so I will appreciate it in that regard. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know this was more on the short end for me, but I couldn't really get too many wins with this team, so I didn't really only want to showcase losses. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not subscribed yet, feel free to do so. There's a button right down below to do that, so I would really appreciate it if you did. If you have any recommendations for teams or anything like that, feel free to leave them down below in the comments. I always read all of my comments. I respond to all of the comments, so if you guys want to chat down there, feel free to do so. There's also a link down in the description below if you want to follow me on all my socials. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I stream on Twitch every single weekday, so if you want to come check out how these battles are made and how many misplays I make, feel free to come by and check us out there. But once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye bye.